Hey, Dr. Sil here, junior doctor on the psychiatry training program from Australia. And today I'm going to do a quick reaction video to this song called Jordan by the rapper Complete. This was recommended to me after I did my High Ren reaction video. Apparently this rapper has similar themes expressed with the duality and internal splitting, similar to High Ren, but in a more emotional and apparently Aussie way. So I don't know what that means, but my friend recommended I do a reaction to it. I listened to the first bar and loved it, and I said, let's do it. It's kind of similar to High Ren, but has a kind of Australian spin on it. Warning, there is a lot of swear words in this, so it might not be for you, but I don't mind. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, so it's a pretty short song, only 2 minutes and 55 seconds. It's by this rapper Complete with 14 million views, 200,000 subscribers, 5 years old, this song. So I'm surprised I haven't heard about it till now. Let's give it a thumbs up, and you should give this video a thumbs up, and let's listen.
I really wish you would leave me alone. I just wanna be by my own for a second, but you always gotta creep in my dome. Always gotta speak in my zone, so you know what I reckon. I reckon you're just as lonely as I am. I reckon you're just lonely as me. I reckon you wanna see me break, so you feed me bait, cause you know what I need. Yeah, I know what you need. Oh please, can you just listen up? Just sip it shut and not interrupt for once. I mean fuck, this just isn't fun. I've been stuck in this rut, but I'm done with you. Fuck you cunt. Fuck you too. Fuck you, shut up. Cut up, just do it 1, 2. Nah, I ain't ever falling for that again. I don't want my mother to look at me like I'm nothing but a nutter. I just wanna have a moment of peace. I just wanna go to sleep without you. Always calling me a loner, saying that I can't stay sober and I should make a rope with the sheets. I just wanna focus on beats, focus on making the dopest release. Nah, you should get drunk, you should just jump, you should just stomp and explode on the streets.
Whoa! Whoa, there's a lot to unpack there. I thought I'd just, try and pause in between bars. Wow, first of all, very emotional, evocative rapping. I love the effects he's putting on, again, like the High Ren song, there's the kind of good and evil. In High Ren, it was really temptation versus hope. In this song, it feels more like it's kind of like his internal addict versus his hope to get better, or his future focused kind of aspirations and things. He's talking like, it's kind of like the internal addict telling him to have a drink, telling him to hurt himself, telling him to go crazy and sabotage, self-sabotage, be impulsive, that inner demon. You can just hear that kind of inner turmoil and anguish, these different characters who are just so discordant, so angry with one another. I mean, really the goal in any individual is to, as a goal, it's not always realistic, but it's to love yourself. You need to accept yourself and love yourself. And once you love yourself, you can love others. That's an important part of therapy, because you're going to be stuck with yourself for the rest of your life. So you might as well get along with yourself. This is obviously someone who deeply despises parts of himself, and he's fractured in different parts. And that can often happen as a consequence of, trauma and neglect and drug use and all that. You can get a fractured sense of self. If this guy, I'm guessing his name is Jordan, if he was unwell, a key thing in his recovery would be using, positive defense mechanisms and coping mechanisms like his art, like his rapping. This is obviously quite therapeutic for him and is really good for the world. There's a reason this song got 14 million views. All right, let's keep going. 3, 2, 1, hit it.
Damn it, man, you make me sick. You've always been a crazy prick. I remember the days that we played as kids and you'd say I should go to the neighbour's place and set flames to it. Take a sip, take a sip, take a sip. Shit, that's 3 for your OCD, like that song that you did. Hey, take a sip, that's 4, does that make you tick? Bet you crave a 5th, like you crave the piss. Every day is the same as you chase your fix. You're a slave to the taste of a fake escape and too lazy to change a bit. You're afraid to quit, so you...
Sorry, that's already so much to unpack. How self-sabotaging is that? The OCD attack on himself. The need to hit your 3s and then kind of hit yourself with a 4th just to put you off, and then to use that to go into do you want a 5th, which is a 5th of a bottle. Like, do you want a 5th is a common expression if you want to smash like 200 mils of vodka, because it's the 5th of a liter of vodka. So he's like talking about OCD and drug use all in this kind of connected rap. Look, it feels like the inner addict part of the rapper is really dominating the song so far. So I'm hoping that we get more of the hopeful, future focused, healthy Jordan.
A bit, and you wait a bit, gain weight a bit. What a way to live. Okay, you prick, I get the picture. No need to explain the shit. You're ashamed of it. Maybe I am. But who are you to judge? It was you who was telling me to do the drugs and get stupid drunk. I just thought you could use some fun. You were upset, you were dumped. I didn't say to abuse her once. The truth is you choose to run from your problems. Don't blame me for the fact you're a stupid cunt. Stupid cunt. Take it back. No.
Oh, what a important point to make around drug use. You know, there's people who use drugs to have fun. You know, they're in their teens, they're trying to augment their life. I call it life augmentation. They're using a little bit of drugs to kind of spice up their life. And then there are people that are using drugs to escape life. Augmentation versus escape. Now be very careful, because if you're saying that you're using drugs as augmentation, you just want to make sure you're not in denial. So escapism, when you're using drugs to escape, you know, that's a very maladaptive or non-functional defense mechanism to get out of a problem. You know, you don't want to deal with work in the morning, so you get drunk the night before and you're hungover and you call in sick, something like that. This guy, for example, getting dumped, very painful emotional experience, physically painful. You get the weight in your chest, the apple in your throat, the depression and the sadness and the bad feels, and it sucks. And you don't want to feel that pain. So what do? You do something that makes you feel good, right? Because you're not able to make yourself feel good, so you get something external, like drugs, to make you feel good. Because drugs are fun; they make you feel good, right? Until they're not. Drugs giveth until they taketh, you know, and it's a very, very dangerous slope. There is, you know, just listen to this. If you are depressed and have an alcohol use disorder, there is very little you can do for the depression until you get on top of the alcohol use disorder. All right? The drugs and alcohol are always a priority in mental health treatment. If you have a, you know, bipolar illness and you're smoking methamphetamine, there's, you know, very little you can do to treat the bipolar illness until you stop methamphetamine and control the drug use. That, you know, so it's a very common thing is recurrent drug-induced psychoses with people who use methamphetamine, which simulates psychosis. It kind of makes people become psychotic because it's a stimulant. And man, like if you get people who just have recurrent drug-induced psychoses to the point where it just becomes schizophrenia because they've burnt. And, you know, I just imagine in my head that they're burning, that they're sizzling out that part of the brain, the mesolimbic pathways, because it's just hyperactive to the point of psychosis every time they're smoking meth, and it's just on and on and on. And it's terrible. We treat it, you know, and we contain it, but it's not a life worth living, you know, these recurrent drug-induced psychoses. So really important to get on top of substance use as soon as possible in someone's treatment. Let's go.
Mate, take it back, it ain't plain as that. I'm the one that remains intact and at the same time craving crap that you made me have. Don't say I'm a lazy brat when the greatest fact is I'm trapped in the way you act. You're just mad that your brain is tapped. You're the same as your crazy dad. You're a maniac. Fuck you. You don't know what it's like to be so messed up that you hope that you die when you're over your life, and you know that you might put a knife to your throat as you cry. But I chose to survive because I think I could focus and try more. Don't want to die from emotions I hide. You couldn't care that I'm broken inside. You just poke and provoke till the moment's arrived. Why? Why you gotta do this to me? You're choosing to be so abusive and mean, refusing to leave till my brain has been taken. You're basically placing a noose on the beam. Everybody wants that according to you. No more torment, Jordan, we're through. No more talking, the door has been shut. I'm ignoring it just like you taught me to do. Goodbye.
Whoa. So interesting end to the song there, where it's a theme around ignoring it. He's dropping the noose that he was holding throughout the song. And it's kind of got the sense that he's kind of overcoming this inner demon of his. And I guess I take some reservation to that, because realistically, the treatment here, you can't ignore those evil inner voices, especially people with kind of borderline personality construct and cluster B personalities. When they have these kind of inner negative thoughts, you can't ignore them, you can't repress them. You actually have to learn how to live with them, and instead of trying to repress them, you try and do other things that replace them, right? And you can use medicines at times to help decrease the kind of emotional dysregulation, explosive response kind of meter. You can turn that down a bit with medicines, as long as you're also using the skills that you develop in therapy, like dialectical behavioral therapy or cognitive behavioral therapy. But what we see too often is people using medicines instead of therapy, and that's a problem, because therapy is a muscle that you have to work on every single day. You can't go to the gym once and expect to be ripped. You've got to use your therapy skills every single day. And if they're not working and you're needing medicines, that's okay, but you need to tell your psychologist that and actively keep practicing and find ways to make it work for you. But for example, I see very commonly people with borderline personality disorder and these inner voices telling them to kill themselves, and they just want a pill that ends the voices. But there is no medicine for that, right? If you've been worked up and treated and you've tried lots of medicines, it's often a something that you have to learn to live with and replace with healthy coping mechanisms. And I've seen so many great examples of people who have developed their kind of defense mechanisms and live lives that they want to live. And, they do really well, but it's never easy. It's always hard work. And I always say medicines are like a good pair of shoes. They can really help, but you're the one that has to hike up the hill. You're the one that has to do the therapy, do the work. So that was a super interesting song. If there's any other songs you guys want me to react to, leave a comment down below with the link, and I'll have a look and see how it relates to mental illness and mental health, and I can do a similar kind of reaction. Other than that, I wish you all a beautiful day full of love and connection and good things, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.